Hi everybody, and welcome to the Super Mario 64 Freerunning competition of 2018, Task 5. This task was a pretty interesting task. The task was to enter a cool mountain, twist or twirl on a spin drift, and end in one of three different ways, either by getting a star, dying, or entering the chimney. As always, this task, you have to try to look as cool as possible, because these free runs will be voted on for how cool they look, as they always are. So, without further ado, let's get right into the free runs. Starting off in reverse alphabetical order. In 9th, we have the last row of the keyboard, the middle row of the keyboard, and the top row of the keyboard in that order. Let's load up their run.
Let's go.
Starting off at CCM, doing some fancy jump dives to be able to twirl on the spin drift right there. Now all they have to do is collect a star or die, goes over the penguin, bonks, and then side flips immediately, goes through the fence, over the fence there, to the bottom of the bridge. Some fancy grinding on the edge here with some dives. Oh baby. Jumps up and over that slope, barely managing to avoid the slope here. Actually gets on the slope, but manages to live anyway with the help of turning. That state is one of the few that allows you to actually turn in midair. Some fancy Plush-style wall kicks, and double jump ground pounds into the star. Good job to the last row of the keyboard, the middle row of the keyboard, and the top row of the keyboard, for coming in 9th alphabetically. In 8th alphabetically, when you smunk a weed.m64, let's load up their run. Author description, not gonna read as is standard in the free running competition, don't want to give away any special details.
Let's go.
Gets a glitchy bonk off slide kicking off the side, landing on the fence there, bonking again. Whoa there. Some fancy triangle action by kicking off the wall and being prevented from moving back. There's the spin drift. What are they going to do? They're just going all the way down the mountain with this help of the spin drift. Eventually just lands. Doesn't really do very much with it. Fakes like they're going over the edge of the fence. Doesn't actually. Doing some diving and some dive recovers in order to move around faster. There's a very fast one. Unfortunately bunks on the wall. Trying to make it up to the area. Unfortunately does not make it. Ends up sliding back down. Jumps before going over the very edge. Tricks us to think they fall down. They've fallen down. Goes onto the bridge. Jumps off the bridge. Kicks through the bottom of it and dies. Good free run. I like the ending there. Good job to when you smoke a weed.m64. Using the fact that if you're that low below a floor and go into a wall, you'll actually just go underneath it. Next up, in 7th place alphabetically, Poop de Scoop. Scoop diddy whoop. Coming in 7th alphabetically, of course. I have no idea what that reference is to.
Let's go.
Also starting off in CCM, going for the tricky thing, doing some C up backwards, lots of dive grinding, some long jumps, ground pounds on the fence. Whoa, that was a fast kick. Wouldn't be a free run comp without jumping on the sign. Also faking going for the spot again. Actually got it there, but got out of it. Ooh man, jumps all the way over. Wall kicks off the side of that thing. Moving just around really fast. Walking on it. Getting some wind right there. Some fancy C-up tricks on the ledge. There's the twirl right there. Twirl immediately into dive into a wall kick. Into a backflip wall kick on the edge of the stage and into death. Good job to Poop de Scoop .m64. Number 7. Next up, in And number 6, Nani? .M64. Let's watch their run. Once again, as is standard, starting off Gohgo Mountain. Long jumping over this area, reading the sign. I've never seen anyone actually read a sign in a free run. Innovative strats, going through the teleport. Long jumping all the way over. Oh no, wall kicks back. Barely manages to avoid dying. Gets a glitchy ceiling right there. Lands on the very edge. Oh, actually is riding it up. Very innovative strategies used by this free run. Changes the camera to fixed, so they can really see Mario riding all the way up the mountain. Truly showing off the cinematic effects possible in Super Mario 64. Oh, are they going back down? No, they're faking going back down. Still going all the way up to the camera, going straight into the twirly thing. Spin drift. Just landing all the way behind the tree. Impossible to tell what's actually going on. Fell down. And just dies. Runs off the edge and dies. Good job to Nani. .M64. The cinematography there was pretty good. Doing some free-running strats I haven't seen other people do, like actually reading the sign, going up the what's it called? The ski lift. That was very artfully done. Good job. In 5th place, LPIM WDDGOQ. Know what that means? It's probably a YouTube link. Shouldn't go to that until the voting is finished. Let's watch the run. Does some fancy stuff off the sign, as is standard in free runs. Kicks over the very edge, bounces very big, lands directly on the spin drift with a ton of speed. You go neutral after touching a spin drift, you keep all this speed, and you can just go forever. So this is predetermined when they jumped. Still twirling. Still going. Going all the way down to the wall kicks will work area. Going through the fence. Wall kicking and just going directly into the star. Good job to YouTube link .m64, who did the first example of hyperspeed twirling, in which you conserve speed using a twirl. Next up, in 4th place, I'm Fast Boys .m64. Let's watch their run. Hell yeah. Starting off on the file select screen, goes into the corner with a forward side flip right there. Goes over the spin drift, fakes like they're going for it. Some fancy camera moves. Dives and grabs the penguin. Actually one of the hardest tricks in Mario 64, grabbing that penguin on the first try. Ground pounds to drop the penguin, goes over the snowman enemy. Lands on the very edge of the ski lift thing right there. Some slide kicks to be able to go over faster. Dive recovers over the corner and slide kicks into the teleport. Does a long jump to get over here and then tries to get into the thing. Tries to get into it. Fakes going into it. Eventually decides not to go into it. Gets the penguin again and goes into the chimney. Good job to I'm Fast Boys at M64. Taking the penguin into the chimney was a great touch there right at the very end. Coming up next, in 3rd place alphabetically, number 3. Cool Cool Mountain Dew .m64. Wonder what that is a reference to, I don't know. Referencing Sierra Mist, the famous soda. Let's watch their run. Starting off with some speed punches right there. That's an interesting strat. Whoa there, camera. What are you doing? Whoa. Going all the way down, doing the same strat one of the other competitors did, involving getting speed. Unlike the other competitor, actually lands after it. Some sliding with the regular crouching state right there. That's actually a thing you can do in the base game. There's the first glitchy wall kick I've seen. Some grinding with the penguin into a dive. goes all the way over to the penguin area. Whoa there, some fancy jumps. Bitchy bonk. I wonder where they could be going. Get ready for the ah sound. Hands free holding the penguin. Now that penguin is there forever and we will never stop hearing the ah sound. Lands on the bridge after some wall kicks and dies. Good job to Cool Sierra Mist, .m64. First person to do some penguin hands-free teleporting tricks. That's a favorite of mine. That trick right there. Next up, number 2. CCM at .m64. Alright. Let's load up their run.
Let's go.
Reminder not to put yourself in the author. Doing some fancy shenanigans right here. Once again, doing the kick strat. A lot of people are doing fakes going in to the hole. Actually does go into the hole and uses it to grind a little bit. Now does some fancy shine shenanigans. Grinding on the fence. Wow. This is a great free run. There's the twirl right there. Manages to not slide. Goes in between the fence and the ground, but actually ground pounds land back on the fence, slides along with the penguin, and goes into the chimney. Great job to CCM.M64. Yeah, I haven't actually seen anyone go into the hole. I'm kind of disappointed if no one actually does. Although CCM did use the hole to get some dive grinding there. So, good job to them. Next up, in number 1, alphabetically, C.M64. Lots of C's in this competition. Let's load up that run. Triple jumping off of the sign. Getting the penguin to dive right there. Doing a dive recover off the very edge, landing all the way down at the bottom. Was that a breakdance in the middle of that? I'm not sure. Crawling up, attempting to crawl up the very edge of that structure. Unfortunately not able to, it is too steep. Gets hurt by the spindrift, hurt again by the spindrift. Finally bounces on it. A formidable opponent. Goes all the way down. This is a spindrift you can use to get all the way down to the wall kicks work area relatively simply. Pretty easy to do, even RTA. Glad this task showed it off. Some firsties right there, and into death. Good job to number 1, C.M64. Doing a good task. And doing some breakdances in celebration afterwards. Now, voting period begins now. Make sure to vote on the runs, your top 5 runs that you think deserve to be there in order from 1st to 5th. Not voting will result in being disqualified from this competition, so make sure you vote if you entered and were not DQ'd. In the meantime, while people get their votes in, let's watch DQs. DQ best run .M64 who doesn't twirl. Very unfortunate.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, don't vote yourself, but that's obvious. There's some fancy stuff going on right here. Lots of people love doing these kicks, because you can just keep doing them over and over. And backflips all the way up to the penguin. Keeping the camera all the way down here for another cinematic effect. Grabs the tree and conserves speed out of it with a slide into the mama penguin. And then conserve speed from the mama penguin, doing it twice there. Really liking that strat. Kicks off that little tiny corner. Fakes going for the teleport, then actually goes for the teleport. Again, another cinematic thing. Actually gets stuck in the snow right here. Kind of unfortunate. Still unsure really what they're doing, because you couldn't see. Long jumps all the way down to the to the pink bomb area and does the down warp trick using falling into snow while being pushed off by the hitbox of the pink bomb. That's a great ending to the M64. Unfortunately, twirling was a thing you had to do, and you did not twirl. The only person I believe that used that trick, very unfortunate that that run was DQ'd. Next DQ, SM64, whose file was just too long. Very unfortunate. You gotta make sure your file was under a minute. Whoa there, some fancy turning around. Let me help. Fake's going for the hole. Fake's going for the hole, tries to go in the hole. Doesn't actually go in the hole. Tries to get up to the penguin, unfortunately not able to make it. There you go, now makes it up to the penguin. Has to grab the penguin, very difficult trick right here coming up. Trying to follow the penguin. Oh, they're trying to manipulate the penguin up the side of the mountain? Tries to use the penguin to clip to the wall. Does eventually just quits. Not worth it at that point. Has to fall all the way down, actually gets damaged by the ball before you are able to talk to it. Jumps over the edge here, goes down to the blue coin area with the help of a kick. Gets the... Tries to do the BLJ here. That looks like they're having some trouble. Eventually decides not to do the BLJ. That BLJ is now used for CCM 100 coins. Fake's going for all the way at the top. Goes onto the wind, goes onto the ski lift. Now they have to go up, and unfortunately, that was like a minute and 10 seconds. 10 seconds over the limit. Very unfortunate to SM64. That was a good free run, but you gotta make sure you stay within the time limits for the competition. And finally, the last DQ of this task. CeeSZee Fettuccine Linguini Biscotti .m64, whose file and file name was both too long. I wonder if that's cut off. I don't even know. Is it cut off? No. Okay, there's enough space for it. Starts off running. Does a ledge grab there, and the ledge I didn't even know you could grab. Stays stuck in the snow. Is still running. Gets into a sliding state with help with that little slope, and is sliding all the way down. Faster than just running. Very smart strat done by Spanish or Italian cuisine .m64, not Spanish rather. Still running. The first movement tech that is not running done by them. A second long jump. Good job. Goes into the teleport. Jumps all the way down with a jump dive into grabbing the edge right there. Here's the spin drift coming up. First try spin drift. Great accomplishment. Into Mario Cam. Goes all the way down. Very hard to tell where they're actually going with this, because the camera falls at a very high rate than Mario. Oh, they went all the way below the stage and just died. Yeah, that was a little bit too long. Better luck next time to Italian Cuisine .m64, who spent just a little too long in the stage. Even if they didn't hold A, it would have been too long, I think. Alright, let's get into these results. Starting off, in 7th place, when you smoke weed .m64, Mr. Piet 1001, with a total of 1 point. Unfortunate. Let's watch your run. Starting off at CeeSZee, this is one that bonked off the sign at the very start. Did some fancy grinding on the edges of the fence. Does some fancy kicking. Gets some coins from above the chimney. Lands on the spin drift immediately. Spin drifts all the way down here. Twirls all the way down there, rather. Fences are fakes going through the fence. Goes down here to these yellow coins. Bonks on the wall there. Barely bonks on the wall. Tries to go up to the blue coin area with a jump dive. Unfortunately, not able to actually make it. There were 2 disqualifications for not voting, yes. Long jumps all the way over here onto the bridge. Jumps and kicks through the bridge. This is a particular favorite of mine because of that ending there. Good job to Mr. Piet, coming in 7th place. Next up, in 6th place, Gohgo with I'm Fast Boys.M64 and 2 points. Description was hell yeah. That's why I said it the first time. There's a triple jump up here. This was the one that did the forward side flip at the very start. There's the spin drift right there. Dives into the penguin. Ground pounds to drop the penguin on the bridge. This is the one that landed on the edge of the ski lift right there. Some slide kicks to get over to the teleport faster. And slide kicks into the teleport while still in a Z sliding state. Tries to go in the hole, unfortunately too difficult. Only an hour to get in. Backflips eventually realizing it. I'm not able to go in the hole. Fakes going for the lid. Then eventually does dive with the penguin into the lid right there. Good job to Gohgo, coming in 6th place. Next up, in 5th place, Silver, Nani.M64 and 3 points. Let's load up his run. Long jumping over here. Reading the sign, one of the first people I believe to actually read the signs in the competition. It's a very unique strat that I haven't really seen anyone else do. I believe this was the one that rode the lift. Very unique free run. I haven't seen anyone read the signs or actually do cinematic camera while riding the lift. I agree, Mubat. This free run is great. It really shows off what SM64 has in a cinematographic, whatever it's called, aspect. Great cinematography by this run. Makes it all the way up with the help of the ski lift. This was the one that I believe went past the tree. Yes, now it's impossible to tell what he's doing. He's just running forwards and actually falling off the ledge and dying. Good job to Silver, coming in at 5th place by riding the lift. Next up, in 4th place, Madghostek with keyboard in reverse with a total of 10 points. Good job to Madghostek. Let's watch your run. Starting off immediately. Going all the way over to the snowman area, immediately twirling, just getting that out of the way as soon as possible. Does a wall kick, I believe, off the side. Interesting strat. Jumps up through the bridge there at the bottom. There's the grinding we all know and love. Jumps over the top here. With the help of turning in midair because of this state, able to actually make it down to the wall kicks will work area. Wall kicks right there. Some wall kicks up here to get up to the star. And double jump ground pounds all the way into the star. Great job to Madghostek, coming into 4th place. Next up, in 3rd place, Tayyip with YouTube link.m64 and 13 points. Let's watch a run one last time. There we go, starting off in CCM. Wouldn't be a free run competition without someone going onto the sign. Just some fancy actions going on right here. This was the one that conserved speed all the way off of the spin drift and just made it all the way down to the bottom of the wall kicks work area. Look at how fast he's spinning. Look at how fast he's moving. Incredible. Does some grinds right there. Triple jumps through the fence. Who needs fences? Who needs walls? Long jumps and just side flips into the star. Good job to Tayyip, coming in at 3rd place. Tayyip, kind of new to tassing. It's incredible he's gotten that good so fast. Anyways, in 2nd place, Tesserakt with Cool Sierra Mist.M64, 20 points. Let's load up his run. This is one that conserves speed with the punching there at the very beginning. Some fancy camera tricks right there. Punches and goes all the way down. Also lands on the spin drift in the very same way, but this time doesn't conserve speed very much. Actually just lands afterwards. Slides down a bit of the mountain. There is the glitchy wall kick we all know and love. Wouldn't be a freerunning competition without somebody doing lots of glitchy wall kicks. Jumps over with the penguin. This is the one that did the penguin trick right here, to be able to have the penguin always be yelling at you to put them down, even when you're not holding them anymore. Isn't that great? Goes all the way to the bridge with the help of the wall jumps, jumps off, and immediately dies. Good job, Tesserakt, coming in at 2nd place. And now, the freerunning master that we all know and love, CeeSZee with Pooped Scooped at SM64, barely beating out Tesserakt by only 2 points. Let's watch his run.
Let's go.
Good job to CeeSZee for winning a competition. This was the one that actually did some fancy dives right there. Messing around with the fence hitboxes right here, and the signs. Wouldn't be a freerunning competition without someone hitting the signs. Actually, fakes going for the spot, would have gotten it, but actually avoids going into it because then he couldn't do this cool stuff right there. Going all the way down the mountain, landing on the edge of the ski lift, getting some wind right there. Jumping up all the way to this spin drift, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yes, triple jumping into it. Landing and immediately dive grinding right there. Backflipping, wall kicking, and dying. Great job to CeeSZee. Finishing in 1st place. Now, there were 2 more DQs you may have noticed because they didn't vote. Very unfortunate to SilentSlayers, CCM.M64, who were not voting, had to leave early, so he was disqualified. Should probably be maybe reconsidered in the future tasks to see if voting disqualifies you, or not voting rather. Doing some fancy sign shenanigans. Whoa there. This free run is pretty good. I'm not sure the exact amount of points, it wasn't actually told to me, but I would like to know how many points this free run actually got to see if it would have been in the top 3. Or if it would have lost to the cinematic camera experience of number 5. Goes immediately into the cabin, and that is the end of the free run. Good job to SilentSlayers. Unfortunately, was not able to vote. And the other free run who also didn't vote, Forever Park. Let's watch his run, C.M64.
Let's go.
SS got 19 points, very close to Tesserakt. Very, very close. This C.M64 was the one that went all the way down. This was the one that tried to crawl up the side of it, but was unable to. Dives over, gets hit by the spin drift, tries to punch it to kill it. Fortunately has to jump on it right there. This is the one that actually used the spin drift to go all the way down. Was this the one that landed, or was this the one that went below? No, this is the one that landed, I believe. Okay. Wall kicks, and then immediately dies. How much points did that get, by the way? I'm not sure on that one either. Good job to Forever Park. As I've already watched the DQs twice that were not disqualified, probably not going to watch it again. Thanks to everyone for watching the freerunning competition, Task 5 for 2018. Thanks to the competition runners for running this competition. Congratulations to everyone that participated. Congratulations to CeeSZee for winning this task. I'm 11059, and this is me signing off. Alright, good job, everybody. Let's find somebody to host.
I'm tired.
I agree, Mario. I am tired. What? Why was he in there twice? Why was Forever Park in there twice? I gotta adjust my script. Let's see. Who's someone we can host? Let's host the person that doesn't have a lot of viewers this time. I know. Person we all know and love. It's not my birthday. Don't start that. Give him all your dogs, etc. He's playing some Mario. Go rate his stream, follow him, sub to him, give him all your money, etc. All that kind of stuff. See you guys around. Peace.